Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I welcome all of you to His Holiness Chandramauli Swami daily class. And Maharaj will continue on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 3, Verse 14. We'll wait for Maharaj. Just going to. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hello, Maurice Prabhupada, my obeisances to all the devotees. Anchakalpadurvascha Kripasindhuveva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaho Namaha.
Over to you, Maharaj.
Are you sure that's the verse?
Yes, Maharaj, you covered from 3.10 to 3.13 yesterday.
I did.
Yeah.
Did I see 13? I just want to make
Yes,
sure.
please, Maharaj. Sure, sure.
Okay, number 14. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Kiyam Bhuvayam Shaptvitor Barho Yadrona Bhishmarjuna Bhima Mulai Astada Saksao Hinikaman Amsire Aste Balam Durvisaham Yadunam. After the end of the battle of Kurukshetra, the Lord said, the abatement of the earth's great burden, 18 Oxahinis, have now been effected with the help of Drona, Bhishma, Arjuna, and Bhima. But what is this? There is still the great strength of the Yadu dynasty, born of myself, which may be more unbearable burden. It is a wrong theory that due to an increase in population, the world becomes overburdened, and therefore there are wars and other annihilating processes. The earth is never overburdened. The heaviest mountains and oceans on the face of the earth hold more living entities than there are human beings, and they're not overburdened. If a census were taken of all the living beings on the surface of the earth, certainly it would be found that the number of humans is not even 5% of the total number of living beings. If the birth rate of a human being is increasing, then the birth rate of other living beings is increasing proportionally. The birth rate of lower animals, beasts, aquatics, etc., is far greater than that of human beings. There is an adequate arrangement for food for all the living beings all over the earth by the order of the Supreme, and he can arrange more and more if there is actually a disproportionate increase of living beings. Therefore, there is no question of an increase in population causing a burden. The earth becomes overburdened due to dharma glani, or irregular discharge of the Lord's desire. The Lord appears on the earth to curb the increase of miscreants and not the increase in population, as wrongly put forth by mundane economists such as Thomas Malthus. That's him, Thomas Malthus, British economist. When Lord Krishna appeared, there had been a sufficient increase in miscreants who had violated the desire of the Lord. The material creation is meant for fulfilling the desire of the Lord, and his desire is that the conditioned souls who are unfit to enter into the kingdom of God have a chance to improve their conditionings for entering. The entire process of cosmic arrangement is intended to give a chance to the conditioned souls to enter the kingdom of God. And there is adequate arrangement for their maintenance by the nature of the Lord. Therefore, although there may be a great increase in population on the surface of the earth, if the people are exactly in line with God consciousness and are not miscreants, such as a burden on the earth is a source of pleasure for her. There are two kinds of burden. There's the burden of beasts and the burden of love. The burden of beasts is unbearable, and the burden of love is a source of pleasure. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti describes the burden of love very practically. He says that the burden of the husband on the young wife, the burden of the child on the lap of the mother, the burden of wealth on the businessman, although actually burdens from the viewpoint of heaviness are sources of pleasure. And in the absence of such burdensome objects, one may feel the burden of separation, which is heavier to bear than the actual burden of love. When Lord Krishna referred to the burden of the Yadu dynasty on the earth, he referred to something different than the burden of the beast. The large numbers of family members born of Lord Krishna counted to some millions and were certainly a great increase in the population in the earth. Because of them, all of them were expansions of the Lord himself. By his transcendental plenary expansion, they were a source of great pleasure for the earth. When the Lord referred to them in connection with the burden of the earth, he had in mind their imminent disappearance from the earth. All the members of the family of the Lord Krishna were incarnations of different demigods, and they were to disappear from the surface of the earth along with the Lord. When he referred to an unbearable heaviness on the earth in connection with the Yadu dynasty, he was referring to the burden of their separation. Srila Jiva Goswami Swami confirms this inference. Agyan timirandasya ginajana salakaya Chaksun militam yena tasmai Shri Gurave namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimakti Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinamine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaudavani Pacharine Nevasesa Sunyavari Pasatya Desit. Karine Vaitako Patarubasha Tripa Sindhu Beva Chavditaram. Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaho Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivas Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Burden of the earth is understood differently by different people. Here, the Lord gives his understanding, which is the actual understanding, and that the separation that the Yadus would feel from Krishna after he disappeared would create a great burden on the earth in that mood of separation, along with the fact that they were family members of Krishna and their service on earth were now finished. And so it was time for them to also go back. Of course, there was another reason. He felt that many of them, because of their connection with him, would become proud. And that would also cause a type of burden on the earth where people take positions simply by relationships with great personalities. And you'll see that today, even people claim to be great because they're connected with somebody great, but that doesn't make them great. Their greatness is in their own character and not in their relationship with someone else. So, burden of the earth is here. It's and there's another kind of burden which is mentioned here, that people think that there's too many living entities. And this is a very topic that should be understood. Prabhupada says, the earth can take at least 10 times more of the human population. But people are impious and therefore sinful, and therefore there is so many problems. So wars, pestilence, various types of diseases come because to reduce the population of the sinful population on the earth, just like we might even say now, what is happening in the war, the present war, it's to relieve the burden of the earth from a lot of sinful people. The earth is quite sinful, burdened by sinful people now. People don't follow religion, or if they do follow religion, it is due to further their material success. And so nowadays, people are very sinful. Prabhupada was talking about this, and it's increasing ever since Prabhupada left. And most of the population are demons because they don't worship God, and they worship the material energy for material success. Therefore, they're actually acting like those of a what we say destroyed mentality or wrong understanding. So calamities come on the earth just to reduce such sinful people. But there's this philosopher named Thomas Malthus who said that, in order for people to live on the earth, there should be a certain level of population because there's only so much food available. But that whole philosophy has no value because, as Krishna says, he can provide more and more and more. And he does. If people are pious, the bounty of the earth becomes unlimited and people have even more than they need. That is true. When King Prithu took the reins of the king of the earth, he saw how people were suffering because of the previous administration. The king Vena was a wicked king, and he was the king of the world. And he was exploiting the world and also exploiting others in the name of being some enlightened personality, but actually he was a demon, and he showed it. And he wanted to stop all Brahminical sacrifices and say all of the sacrifices should be done to simply to worship him because he claimed to be God himself. So the Brahmins got angry and tried to reason with him in so many ways, but he was unreasonable. So they performed a yajna, and in that yajna they killed him. Brahmins in those days had
जाओ
the
प्राजल
Brahmins in those days had the power to perform yajna and kill their, kill somebody if they wanted to. They had that power. Even today, when a Brahmin curses someone, there's a good chance that curse will manifest. So yeah, and so after they killed him, there was no heir to the throne. And then Prithu Maharaj was born from the body of Vena because Vena's father, King Agnitra, was a saintly king. And so there was some element of saintliness still within Vena, although he never acknowledged that. And then, of course, his body was churned by the um, Brahmanas, and two persons came out, one Aborigine, and then the second was the King Prithu, who took reins of the earth. But when he saw the condition of the earth, he became upset, knowing that the earth was withholding all of her her goods, her treasures, food, and other things. So he challenged the earth, and the earth submitted to him, and there was sacrifices performed. And as you can read it in the fourth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and those sacrifices produced so much bounty on the earth that everyone had more than they needed. Because now a pious king is there. So when rulers are impious, people are also affected, and therefore they also become impious. So yeah, so that's today's situation. I'm not saying all of the rulers are impious, but you can see that how things are being played out in the world today. Everyone is fighting with everyone else in the name of their own national interests. Okay, so yeah. So here, Prabhupada also says that the birth rate of the other living entities, there are 5 categories of living entities: birds, aquatics, beasts, humans, and plants, trees, and insects. 5 categories. And in the 4 categories outside of the human, there are 8 million species of life. And in the human category, there's only 400 species of life. I'm sorry, 400,000 species of human life. That includes all human forms, some civilized, some uncivilized, some demigods and all of their different manifestations of categories too also. So 8,400,000 humans. So the humans are a smaller number. And when they proliferate, they don't proliferate so much. But when the lower animals proliferate, just like when a dog has babies, sometimes it has 5, 6, or 10 kids. Pig also has 10 children at once. So yeah, so living entities are proliferating faster than the humans, but still there's food for everybody. That's the arrangement of the Lord. And so that's not a valid argument. People say there's too many people, not enough resources to supply. That's not true. The resources may be being held because of people's sinful life. Yeah, that is true. Earth will withhold by the arrangement of the Lord if people become sinful. Therefore, they have to suffer scarcity. Prabhupada says, as Kali Yuga goes on, there'll be no sugar, there'll be no milk, there'll be no wheat, there'll be no rice. The staples that people need to live will be pretty much gone because of the sinful nature of people as Kali Yuga progresses more and more. Of course, there will be a golden era where Lord Chaitanya's movement will flourish, but only certain people will benefit from that, and others will remain outside of that because they will not accept that. But anyway, the devotees have nothing to worry about because if you worship the Lord, he takes care of you. Even if you don't worship him, at least even if you're pious and you're not a devotee, but you're at least following the element of material piety, you still have what you need. But people are impious today, and that is the problem. That's why there are so-called scarcities in different places around the earth because of impiety like that. That's an interesting topic. Um, and we should not adhere to the modern day statements because you'll hear that from certain leaders that there's too many people on the earth. And that was the propaganda of one politician who was vying for office in the United States. It was a lady, and she was saying, yes, there's too many people on the earth. Yeah. But that is never an argument. Too many sinful people, that's an argument. And therefore, there are shortages. When people become pious and religious, then the earth will reciprocate through the agency of the Lord. And the Lord will reciprocate through the agency of the material nature, and people will always have more than they need without much effort either. Okay, we can stop here. This is a very important purport. Devotees should read this over and over so you don't get deterred by the politicians today who make all kinds of statements about the Earth's population and scarcity. They have no knowledge. They simply guess and they assume that if there's shortages, there's too many people. But it's not like that. There's too many sinful people. So our job as devotees is to make people pious. The earth is also a devotee. She's Bhumi Devi, and she worships the Supreme Lord, and she provides according to the Lord's direction, or she withholds according to the Lord's direction. So if we treat the earth properly by not offending the earth, because the earth can also be offended by our activities, such it says that one who is a liar, one who's a cheater and a liar, causes great sinful activities upon the earth. That's the biggest burden. And people today they'll say anything and do anything just to get what they want. Lying has now become popular just because it's my interest, and therefore I have to fulfill my interest, even if I have to tell a lie. Doesn't matter. Just my interest is more important. And sometimes people tell what is called sophistry, half truth and half untruth in one go. And they think that that is acceptable. They'll quote half of a verse and say that is the whole verse, that is the meaning of the verse. It's like when in the 5th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the first verse is that work and devotion and renunciation of work are the same. But then, if you quote that, then you misunderstand. But then the second half of the verse says, but work and devotion is better than renunciation of work. So even we can see people who are devotees quote half slokas just to present a particular angle that they want people to accept. And people in the material world do that all the time. They'll say something that may be appeasing to others, but there is more to it than that. There is some reason behind it. So that's called sophistry, half truth, half lie. Okay, so
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you very much for this wonderful class.
fire your
Har-
questions. Come on, fire your questions. Don't give
yes.
me don't give me any mercy. Just fire them.
Yeah, yeah.
I
So Hare
need
Krishna, dear devotees, if you have any questions, comments, as Maharaj said, please raise your hand. Maharaj very keen to answer your questions. If you can't ask directly, you can type in chat window and I will try to read on your behalf.
just a
And
concentration.
my very humble request that if you can please switch on your video. Maharaj always say this is the way for Maharaj to interact with you. In fact, like it's other way around, it's for us to interact with Maharaj. So please try to use this opportunity.
Yeah, because sometimes you don't put your video on, so you're out there cooking somewhere else. When you got your video on, it looks like you're there, but you're not. So, or you're doing. So we want to make sure you're not sophistry, half there and half not.
I loved Maharaj your that statement when you mentioned once that if devotees are not switching on their camera, that means they believe in impersonalism. Yeah, so
Well, if they just put a name, if they put a name up there, that's one thing. They put a picture up there, that's a little better. But if they come, so it's Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan.
Jai. Jai. Sridevi Mataji, please go ahead.
Thank you. Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Guru Maharaj, as you were speaking about material piety, I was thinking about how devotional service actually begins on the platform of the mode of goodness. So those in who are at least materially pious, if they come to devotional service, it is actually in one sense a little easier for them because they have overcome the lower modes. Is that correct, Guru Maharaj?
Obviously, yeah, that's an obvious observation.
So, therefore, when they do not take to devotional service, they're actually missing a very big opportunity because they already have a head start and they're refusing to take up devotional service. Such as most of the Indians are very pious usually by nature, but they're so stubborn they won't take it up. So, they're missing the opportunity.
Two kinds of piety. There's piety for self-interest and piety as a character of development. People become pious in order they know because it's good business to be a nice guy. That's cool. Yeah, the modern moralist. And then there's those who actually want to develop proper character so they can live according to those things. So they develop it as a means for their own self-development. They understand that this is the nature of a human being, is to have these qualities and to use those qualities in service of others. They're better than those who perform piety and just so they can gain some material benefits. Okay, so yeah. So you're talking about the second one, the ones who actually want to develop proper behavior, proper character, proper relationships with others as a way to live, as a way to serve, and not simply as a way to gain material things.
So those who are not in the mode of goodness, as are the majority of the population today, still in the modes of passion and ignorance, who have mercifully come to devotional service by Lord Chaitanya's mercy, by Srila Prabhupada's mercy, and the mercy of our spiritual masters, they are actually in a very fortunate position because now they are getting an opportunity to perfect the human form of life by practicing devotional service. So, in even the lowest of us, most degraded, can become the most perfectly situated by the mercy of the spiritual master. This is the power and potency of this process.
Yeah,
Jagai Madhai being examples.
yeah. Mukam karoti vachalam langut karate girim yat kipa karadham mande siguru dinatarinam.
So that means the spiritual master is purifying whatever devotional service in the lower modes, and that is how we can offer it to Krishna, because Krishna won't accept anything other than pure devotional service.
He's helping you get from the lower modes to the mode of goodness in the activities you perform.
Mm-hmm. So then, why do we say, Guru Maharaj, that devotional service really begins on the platform of the mode of goodness, because we are not there yet?
Well, you if you adopt the principles of bhakti and follow the instructions of the spiritual master, you can transcend goodness. In other words, material activities that are in the mode of passion are not offerable to the Lord. But material activities in the mode of goodness are offerable, but they become purified and become transcendental when they are engaged in devotional service. So people, just like karma yoga, and karma yoga is somewhat in the mode of goodness. That is in the mode of goodness. But it's not bhakti, it's karma yoga. So it's you earn some money or something, and you offer a portion of that to Krishna in the mood of yeah, it's called karma yoga, in the mood of devotion. In other words, you continue on with your life, and you offer some benefit from your life to Krishna. That's karma yoga. When you follow the instructions of Krishna and the spiritual master, then you're in bhakti yoga.
So that means the karma mishra bhakta or bhaktin is much better than the karma yogi, because at least he has surrendered and he is trying to submit and follow the process.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
But
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
he's still, you know, still mixed. He has to get above this mixed element and come to the stage of Ayabilasita Sunya, Jnana Kamara Avritam.
Yes.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, Guru
Maharaj.
Maharaj.
Thank you,
Anukulena.
Mata.
It has to be Anukulena.
Shiva Prabhu, please go ahead.
Thank you. Hare Krishna Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So Maharaj, on this point, I was just thinking, Maharaj, the population is not an issue. We are bereft of the resources to support the kind of population that we have today. I was thinking about it, Maharaj, that um, how do we look at this quality of the products resources that we get, Maharaj, now, as against what we would have had 100 years back or 200 years back to kind of support this population, Maharaj?
The quality of the products that people are producing today?
Yes, Maharaj. The natural resources, if we
Yeah.
have to produce of the same quality as in the past to support this kind of population, it seems to be an difficult thing to achieve.
No, it's not. It's natural. They think it's so difficult, so they make up these other, or they change things around.
Hmm.
There are people who do, who grow food without any kinds of herbicides, pesticides, and any kind of other, artificial chemicals.
Hmm. Hmm.
Have the right soil, and then they plant.
Hmm.
This is the way it was always done.
Hmm.
They have GMO, and they inject all kinds of things to make things look more faster growing.
Hmm.
It's artificial, and it's mostly unhealthy for people too.
Hmm. Yes, Maharaj.
Very unhealthy.
Hmm.
They play around with nature's natural gifts, and they actually pollute it just for increase of both money and productivity. It's not sustainable either.
Hmm.
They have to keep creating sustainability.
Hmm. Hmm.
They sell the farmer a new seed every year so he can plant. But those who grow naturally, they get the seed from their crop, and then they replant that the next time they harvest, or the next time they cultivate. So they use the same seed over and over again. But now it's become a business to sell new seeds each time. You have to understand what Prabhupada said. He said the whole world is simply moves on the principle of money. And he said money is not a foundation for human culture, for human development, human values. Everything is money, 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 money. It's like on the news today. I mean, yesterday I was reading the news. Today I didn't read the news. They're freaking out because the war is causing great decline in tourism. The biggest problem now is the tourist industry is not making money. So that's considered, horrible. So they're trying to create tourism on the local level to make up for international tourism that has been practically stopped because of the war. So it's all about money. The big news. These big investors who put so much money into these tourist situations, and now they're not getting their returns because things have stopped.
Maharaj, one follow-up question, Maharaj, on that topic. Like I have been trying to kind of get all organic commodities, Maharaj, but it's so expensive that the financial viability of affording such quality without chemicals and fertilizers and things like that becomes a
Yeah,
question, Maharaj.
you're gonna pay money to fix your health for eating other foods anyway. So in the long run, you're gonna lose money and you're gonna lose your health.
Okay.
Better with quality. Pay a little
Mm.
bit more if it's necessary. Always go for quality, never go for compromise because it impinges on health and other
Mm.
things too. Um,
Mm.
yeah,
Yes, Maharaj.
that's
Yes.
pay a little bit more. It's worth it.
That's all. Thank you so much, Maharaj. Thank you.
Eat
Great.
the
Thank you, Prabhu.
eat the purest food, drink the purest water,
That's good.
like that.
That's good.
Like when I'm in Croatia now, we don't get any bottled water here. We get water from the streams, pure water. We go out and collect water from the streams. Even bottled water is polluted.
Mm. Yes, Maharaj.
Yeah.
That's good. Thank you so much. Maharaj.
Thank you, Prabhu.
I
Amritnam
mean,
Mataji.
it's easy to
Sorry.
purchase a bottle of water from the store. It's a lot harder to take your car and bring some big bottles out and sit there and fill them up with water. It takes more time and energy. But in the long run, you get quality and you get,
Mm.
freedom from the negativity that comes with these compromise.
Yes, Maharaj. Yes, Maharaj. Yes.
Yeah, go for quality if you want your health to stay up there. And there are places where you can find quality, but ultimately what Prabhupada wanted us is to grow our own food.
Mm.
He said the food grown on our own farms are 100 times more nutritious than the food you can buy in the markets.
Mm.
He said that. That's an exact quote. 100 times more nutritious,
Mm.
full of vitamins, full of taste.
Mm.
Nowadays, things have lost their taste. You have to add things to it. You have to put condiments, you have to put pepper, salt, and all kinds of other things with the food to make it taste good.
Mm. Yes, Maharaj. Yes. Thank you, Maharaj, for the insightful response. It helps me. Thank you.
Hari hari.
Thank you, Prabhu. Amritnam Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, my humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. So Guru Maharaj, recently I was hearing Candramauli Swami Maharaj, and he mentioned one of the statements that in Kali Yuga, uh, the the last leg of dharma, which is truthfulness, it is was yeah the perversion of the truthfulness is the tendency to be proud. So I was just wondering what the statement actually meant. If you can help me understand.
How the connection between pride and untruthfulness?
Yeah. So he said that the perversion of truthfulness. That is
Yeah. If you're proud, that means you're living in a false reality. You're insignificant. You can't be proud. Whatever you do, you get mercy coming from other sources. Taking credit for things you do is actually false credit. It causes one to live in an untruthful consciousness. It's untruth. You can read the 17th chapter of the first canto of Bhagavatam. It talks about that directly. All of the four principles of religion, each one of them has a negative counterpart to it. Uncleanliness connected with illicit sex. Was it liquor? Let's see, what is it? That's mercy is destroyed by meat eating. What's the other one? Austerity is destroyed by intoxication. What's the other one? Truthfulness is destroyed by false pride. And let's see. Yeah. Yeah. And uncleanliness destroyed by attachment to women or to attachment to sex life. So many diseases come by promiscuity.
So Gurmaharaj, in Kali Yuga, if we talk about this illicit sex and uncleanliness, in Kali Yuga, the majority of the population must be involved in this lustful
Yeah, so they're all
activities, or
their,
at least even on the thought level, even on the mind level.
their bodies are unclean and then their consciousness is unclean, both levels. Yeah. Prabhupada gets very graphic when he describes uncleanliness related to sex life. I won't say what he says. Maybe some of you will be offended. But Prabhupada tells it straight. Where are the sex organs located? In the same area that you pass stool and urine. It's like that's Prabhupada's statements, you know. Haribol. Don't blame me. I'm just repeating what Prabhupada said.
Yes, Gurmaharaj. Thank you.
There's a
I'll
purpose,
read the.
there's a purpose for sex. Prabhupada was talking about it today. I was listening. He said it's the only purpose for sex is to bring Krishna conscious children into the world. That's the only purpose. Or for an ordinary family to bring children into the world. That's it. People will not bring children into the world because it's a burden, but the pleasure coating is put there in that place on the body to inspire people to have sex lives. So there will be, the souls that are waiting to come into the material world will have an opportunity. Yeah. That pleasure potency is in one area. If that was on your finger, that would be different, but it's not on your finger, it's in another area. Why? Because to inspire people to have sex life in order to bring children into the world. Otherwise, people will think, why bring children into the world? It's just a burden. And they're thinking like that now already. So they make arrangements to have sex life without producing children. And if somebody gets pregnant, then they commit a great sinful activity called abortion. Killing living entities just for the sake of having sex life. It's quite abominable. The world's quite hellish now. People are lost. Even good people are being affected by the age of Kali.
Yes, Gurudev. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mataji. Daria Mataji, please go ahead.
Yes, thank you very much. My humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Maharaj. So I had some questions regarding untruthfulness. I was wondering, just a follow-up question, like how does it affect us when we, for example, lie, or even you mentioned that telling half the truth is not even good either.
How does it affect us?
Yeah, how does it affect our consciousness, or
Yeah, it's a sin. It's considered sinful. There's two kinds of way you suffer, from offenses and from sin. Both give you a negative reaction. Lying is sinful. Any in Christian tradition, thou shalt know, what is it? Can't remember the actual terminology. And it's the worst form of social interaction when people lie.
because sometimes it can happen that you tell something that you don't really mean, and then it can become like a lie. So
If it's
I was
un-
thinking, why do we have this tendency to not tell the truth, and how can we prevent it?
We have to, as it says, you have to speak the truth in a pleasing way. So it's not unpalatable to others. Satyam priyam, satyam bruyam. Satyam means truth. Speak truth pleasingly. So sometimes we speak not to hurt others' feelings, so we didn't get a point across. But if you are out there preaching and you're trying to get people to take a book, you might flatter them and tell them all nice things about themselves, which really doesn't apply to them, so they can buy a book. Now that's not untruth. That's giving them something that is beneficial. Of course, that's a tactic. It's not an untruth, but it shouldn't be employed when you can go the direct method. Sell the book on its merit.
Sometimes it's acceptable to lie then, if it's beneficial for the person.
Yeah. Sometimes mother tells the child, if you do this, I'll give you some candy. And then he does it, and she says, oh, all the candy is gone. Sorry. So that's not lying. That's, getting them to do the right thing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Prasad,
Mataji. Prasiddha Chaitanya Prabhu.
Prasida.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances in your lotus feet, Guru Maharaj. All glories to Prabhupada. Guru Maharaj, as you told, population is not the concern area. The concern is the pious people are lacking day by day. And Guru Maharaj, actually, we are engaging some devotional service like today's Sunday feast program, and in this today's class, His Grace Krishna Kishore Prabhuji was telling about matlab, there are so many festivals in India, and in every festivals, people as per the Vedic culture, Krishna should be always in the center. But somehow now we are engaged ourselves in sense gratification, and we forget Krishna. That is why there are so many troubles and diseases and suffering. So Guru Maharaj, uh, we are planning from the next after from next week, we are planning to go home to home, house to house, and we will start preaching, and we will go to every house, and we will cover. We are planning to cover single colony, and we will tell that what is the importance of Harinam. So we are planning, Guru Maharaj, so that some people can engage in devotional service. They can come to temple. So Guru Maharaj need your mercy so that we can do successfully this program, and some more ideas, Guru Maharaj, I want from your side, so that we can do some more devotional activity, and so that our congregation can be increased, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah, Prabhupada said that's an open instruction, preach. Everyone should take advantage of that instruction. That means because the instruction is there, the mercy is there also. That's an instruction that doesn't have to be given. That's already open. Everyone should take it, preach. You'll get Lord Chaitanya's mercy automatically.
Guru Maharaj, actually, I don't have any clue what will say in front of them and how to face them. How should we start? So
Be friendly. Ask him a question, which will start off a conversation. People like when people like to be asked questions. If you start telling people things to do, they may also start becoming defensive. But when you ask questions, you open up relationships easier. So think of a good question to start off with.
in between. So in the beginning, we used to tell, "Are you happy in your life?" That's how we start our preaching, Guru Maharaj. So now they are
Whatever
coming
works.
in Sunday class, every Sunday class.
Whatever works. There's many things you could say. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Guru
I
Maharaj.
hope it
Thank you
answers
very
your
much. Thank
question.
you. Yes, yes, Guru. Thank you.
We are just on dot of hour. Maharaj, so before anybody asks any question, I just have one question. We say that in Kali Yuga.
You got Revati here. She's got her hand up.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah. Revati Mataji, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. Hi, Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So, Guru Maharaj, my question is like we have different religions like Christianity, Buddhism. So, everyone like worship according to their faith. They may be pious and they may be following four regulative principles. So, will they reach Krishna, Guru Maharaj, or do they have to change their religion?
What religion follows four regulative principles? Tell me.
Uh, yes, yes, Guru Maharaj, I got that point, but some of them may be pious and they may be following the four regulative principles.
No, nobody's following four regulative principles except us. Even some of our practitioners are not even following, what to speak of outside.
Okay, Guru Maharaj, yeah.
Who's following four regulative principles out there? They're not.
Yeah, actually, this question my sloka class kid asked So when I was explaining to them, so who is worshipping Jesus, they may be like,
Ask
pious.
him, ask him what they're eating. Ask him what when they go to parties, what do they drink?
Mm. Yes, Guru Maharaj, I think, yeah, that's a good way to.
Ask them if they only have sex with of course they won't tell you that one.
Mhm. Yeah, so ultimately bhakti is everything. So whoever is doing bhakti, so they can only attain Krishna.
Well, regulative principles.
Mm.
When Prabhupada tells a story when one of his godbrothers went to preach in London, he met one Lord. His name was Lord Jetland. He had also come to India prior. So he was talking to Prabhupada's godbrother, and he said to Prabhupada's godbrother, "Can you make me a Brahmana?" And Prabhupada's godbrother said, "Yes." He said, "What do I have to do?" He said, "You have to follow these four principles: no illicit sex, no intoxication, no meat eating, no gambling." And he replied, "Impossible." Impossible. So Prabhupada said, when I came to America, I started off by giving people something impossible.
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Yes, I got the answer, Guru Maharaj. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Sakshi Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Guru Maharaj, I came across one statement in Srimad Bhagavatam, 8th canto, 17th chapter, verse 20. It says that which is very confidential is successful if kept secret. So I just wanted to have a little explanation on that.
Yeah, don't reveal your plans to others. then there's more chance your plans will be successful. Reveal your plans only to those who are involved with the plan. Just like you say, well, I'm going to write a book. And then you tell everybody you're going to write a book. So that means better not to say it. Write the book first and then tell everybody about it. Yeah, don't tell your plans. It makes it difficult to fulfill the success of that plan if you broadcast ahead of time what you're going to do. That's just
Okay,
a principle of life. That's all.
thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mataji. Bhagwan Chaitanya Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Vaishnavas everywhere. Guru Maharaj, in regular life, we try to speak the truth, but there are certain circumstances which are very, maybe like, can you hear me?
Yeah, tenuous.
Tenuous, right. So one example may be the wife might ask the husband, does this dress make me look fat? So then this is a problematic question. And, if you want to live, you better answer. So do we have to pick and choose if this is a spiritual thing that I have to lie on, or do I can get away with lying in this circumstance?
your your choice your choice of examples is quite humorous.
Yeah. So because that happens a lot. So
Yeah. That's not lying.
Yeah. Yeah.
But out and outright lies is when you're actually trying to get something from somebody by
Yeah.
lying.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
is it hurting them?
And something that's going to hurt them, or something that you're taking advantage of another person by saying something. That's different. That's a lie. Yeah, if you're just using, a little flattery in order to keep things going.
Keep
No
things
more.
to bloodbath. Yeah.
Yeah, you know more about this than I do. I don't.
Yeah.
You have to lie like a trooper, Bhagwan Chaitanya, and tell you look gorgeous, sweetheart, every time.
Yes, Mataji.
But in your case, you really do have a drop dead
I
gorgeous woman.
that is true. That is true.
What do you say, sir? In his case, what is the kitten? What did you
Oh,
say?
He does have a very beautiful wife, Guru Maharaj. Gayatri is a very knockout girl.
Yeah, that's a problem.
yes. Yes.
That's the shift scriptures say if your wife is too beautiful, she's an enemy.
She's very, very pious, Maharaj. She started bhakti 30 years before me, so that helps. Yeah.
Yeah, but then
Mhm.
every what is it? If the son is a rascal, he's an enemy. If the wife is too beautiful, she's a father dies a debtor, he's an enemy. If the mother marries the second time, she's
Mm.
an enemy.
Wow. Yeah.
Very good, Maharaj. Positive way of thinking. If you have beautiful partner, be happy. If you don't have beautiful partner, be happy.
Yeah. Actually, Vaishnavism is like that. If you're currently suffering, that means your karma is being burned. You should be happy. If you're
Yeah.
currently not in any distress, you should be happy. Yeah.
There was an old rock and roll song they used to say, if you make an ugly woman your wife, you'll be happy for the rest of your life. Of course, that
Yeah.
was a rock and roll song. I don't know if it has any state posture. But what it says, if your wife's too beautiful, everybody else will be noticing her. That's the
Thank you, Prabhu.
Always.
Therefore, there are certain principles by which govern the chastity of a woman. Even if she is very beautiful, she can keep that chastity if she follows certain principles.
Mhm.
Such as if her husband is away, she doesn't go out and do anything on her own. Mhm. 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 Like that. Mhm.
Thank you,
Thank you, Prabhu.
Maharaj. Yeah.
Maharaj, we have 5 minutes to go before we close the call. So maybe this as a last question. Braj Hari Prabhu, please go ahead.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to all the devotees on the call. My question is kind of connected with what Bhagwan Chaitanya Das Prabhu asked. I mean, he had a humorous point, but I also wanted to clarify. In certain circumstances, being truthful also depends on the context, in the sense that if, let's say, you were in Nazi occupied territory, and if you've got a Jewish family, you're hiding. And if Nazis come on your doorstep, asking, are there any Jews who are in your house? I mean, in that circumstance, telling a lie is okay because you're protecting someone.
That would be that would be natural.
Yes.
Mhm. Mhm.
So there are always higher principle involved, right? When to say.
But he says that, but in Prabhupada does take that principle in a little bit strong way in saying that a Brahmin will always tell the truth in all circumstances. And Prabhupada uses the example, if a thief comes to your house and says, how much money do you have in your safe? You'll say, well, I have this much. But that's for the Brahmins. So, but nowadays, I don't know. You have to see, you have to use what is the best consciousness. If you have to protect someone by lying from something that is they're not meant to experience, in other words, the examples you gave is perfect. It appears that would be, if you fail to protect a person, then that would be a greater sin. Yeah. Sometimes you find yourself where there is, whatever way you go, you lose. But what is the least amount of, just like sometimes we say, when we vote in the United States, we vote for the lesser of the two evils. Because neither one is any good. So, but other people won't vote at all. So that's another thing. Okay, we reached the conclusion. Thank you very much. We'll see everyone tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday. We'll continue with these series of verses, Krishna's pastimes outside of Vrindavan, which are interesting. Anything about Krishna's pastimes are very edifying and very brings great happiness to the mind.
Thank you very much, Maharaj. Thank you.
Thank you very much
For your
today.
nectarian class. Shrimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila
Jai.
Prabhupada ki jai,
Jai.
Anant
Jai.
Koti Vaishnav Brind ki jai.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Vedanta Prabhu.
Thank you, Guru
Hare
Maharaj.
Krishna. Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.